Yo, what's up, everybody? So today we're going to talk about this amazing book right here, The Fade Out. It was such an amazing book, really grounded to earth, has to do with Hollywood and, screenwriters, producers, and things like that. The writers, I believe, is Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. They actually worked on a few things together. I believe they worked on the Criminal series, if I'm not mistaken, which I did read, which was also amazing and kind of what drew me into this as well. And let's see who else. Yeah, so it was written by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, colors by Elizabeth Breitweiser. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but yeah, this was such an amazing book. I was kind of expecting what was happening at the end, and it kind of, like, you already kind of knew who and what was going to happen at the end, right? And they kind of threw in little things that kind of started making you think, like, what the heck, really? And at the end, you were like, okay, it was that guy, but why, And then you start figuring out things like why, what happened. Although when I did read it, I kind of was thinking to myself, like, well, how did this? I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about here shortly. So yeah, this was a great book. This is Trade Paperback, the complete collection. I believe there's a hardcover with it, but that one's a little bit up there in price, so I didn't pick it up. I only picked it up because I wanted to read it at first, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. So now that I really did enjoy this one, I think I'm gonna end up selling this copy and getting the hardcover, the actual big cover of it, because like I said, I did enjoy it. I know some of them I'm like, I'm not a big fan of it, I didn't like it. I thoroughly enjoyed this one, and it's definitely on my keeping list for sure. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna I guess kind of go over the covers and flip through the pages a little bit and see what you guys think and talk about the story a little bit. Alright guys, so here it is, The Fade Out. Such a great book, paperback edition. What I really like about this book overall is that when you first flip through the pages, right here, it actually tells you who the main characters are going to be. You got Charlie Parrish, the screenwriter, which is the main character. You got Earl Rath, which is one of his friends, but he's kind of like one of the leading roles of the writing. Okay, I guess they're making a movie, right? So who is, let's see where I can find him. This guy right here, Victor, is writing a movie. So, well, he's kind of producing a movie because he's writing it, right? And so during this movie, he's the screenwriter. He's kind of like one of the lead roles. And you got Valerie Summers. Valerie Summers, I'm sorry for a little bit of spoiler, but in the beginning you find out that she's been murdered. She's like the main actress of the movie, the star, and she's been murdered. And it comes down to like what happened to her. They're trying to find out who did it. And when I say they, it's him and his good friend Gil Mason. At first you don't know they're friends, but then you find out they're friends and they've been working together for some time. This is Melba, this is Gil's wife, this is Dottie, the PR. You kind of see all of these people in this graphic novel, except there's a few of them that they don't mention that do show up. And one of them is actually, it's funny that they don't actually show him in here, but he's actually the main one that plays the big part in the twist. Also, this guy, F this guy right here. I know they wrote him, and if he was a real life guy, he deserves to be tortured and whatever horrible thing you can imagine, this guy deserves it. He is such a piece of crap. Anyway, so yeah, let's flip through this. Like I said, this kind of gives you I know there's a lot of characters, but you actually start knowing who they are and what they do, and it's good that they actually kind of help you through it. So yeah, so let's just kind of go through them a little bit. So she's the one that's murdered in the beginning. He's kind of like the studio security chief, but he covers up a lot of stuff. He almost acts like he's a police in some way, shape, or form. And then, like I said, this guy is Charlie's best friend, Gil. Gil is his best friend. Melba is his wife. Dottie is the PR. She's pretty much trying to make everything work, and certain secrets and lies to give out to the public so everybody looks good, right? So this is another, Hollywood heartthrob in the movie that's being played. This guy, I wasn't too sure what he did in it. Like, he came up a few times, but like he wasn't such a big deal in in the actual book itself. She replaces Valerie when it comes to the movie that they're making. And she has kind of like this thing with Charlie as well. Victor, like I said, Thursby, he's the one that's making the movie. And he actually co-founded Victory Street Productions with this creepy Al Camp guy. Flapjack Jones is just what do they call him? A one-time child star, but he kind of grew up with Valerie, so he knows a little bit about her. Steve Turner, he's not really a nobody. He's just kind of a photographer. Clark Gable, he's just somebody in the background, really. He doesn't really, he's there, but he's not. Same, like, you know about this guy. This guy, like I said, he needs to burn somewhere, like, bad. Anyway, so this guy's just a famous screenwriter. You see him from time to time. This guy's kind of a creep as well, but he's kind of like a public agent for Maya, and he was for Summer as well. And Armando Lopez is actually her ex-husband. And like I said, there's a few other characters that show up, but they're just kind of one-offs. So anyway, kind of going into it, it's broken down, I believe, into 10 chapters. Well, not really chapters, I guess comics, but they kind of break them down like this with the Black Page and then the Wild Party. And it starts out with this guy, Charlie, waking up in the bathroom, in the tub, being blacked out from a party. And this is kind of right after the time of Pearl Harbor when it happened. Because people are looking up in the air thinking that they're hearing bombers, and that's not the case. So when like it's Los Angeles, 1948, he finally wakes up, and when he wakes up, he goes out into from the bathroom, he goes out into the main room, and he sees, hold on real quick, because he's trying to remember what's going on, because he just woke up from a drunken night. He blacks out a lot when he drinks, and so as you can, this is the part that really got to me right here with the lipstick on the glass, and he rubs it. I'll tell you why it gets to me. But anyway, he wakes up and he finally sees Valerie, Summers, dead, and he doesn't know what happened because he blacked out drunk. He doesn't know who was at the party, who was involved, what was involved. And then throughout the story, they kind of break it down on what's going on, who played what roles. But I do want to mention one thing towards the end, and before I go any further, I just want to give a big shout out to the art right here. The art is so freaking amazing. This story really drew me in. Like, I could not put it down whatsoever. Like, there's a few graphic novels, comics, omnibus that I've read. I read a few, chapters, I guess you can say, and I kind of put it down. This one, I could not put it down because I wanted to know what happened next, and I wanted to know with this and with that. And I just pretty much picked it up and finished it within like a day. It was just so good. The story is so good, although I don't really like how it ended. Like, you would think that at the end of it all, he solves it and, he becomes a hero, but it's not like that at the end. There's a big twist at the end where you find out why, and he's not the hero, he can't be a hero, and why Hollywood is Hollywood. And, it's during this time they talk a lot about a lot of communists, politics, and there's like an FBI agent in here somewhere. So it's kind of weird, but it all makes sense. Trust me. But that whole lipstick thing that I was telling you guys about, this part right here towards the end is what really got to me. Let me see if I can find it. There is brief nudity, but not much at all. Come on, I know it's coming up here. Jeez, I thought it was towards the end. Yeah, right here. So this guy, Charlie, he's finally talking to Melba. This is after like a lot of events happen because it's towards the end of the story. And this is what kind of got me thinking, like, maybe she's the one that did it. She kisses the mirror just like in the beginning of the story. And when she does that, it made me think that she was there at that party before he blacked out and he was in the tub. And I was like, oh, she had to be the one that did it, or she was involved in some way, shape, or form. And nope, she was not at all. And what kind of gets me thinking is, I'm going to go right here. This is when Charlie is finally talking to Borowski, and he's kind of breaking down exactly what happened theoretically, because he can't really say the truth, right? Because he's trying to cover up stuff. And he breaks down everything that happened. But in my mind, The only thing that kind of slipped in my mind a little bit, and maybe when I read it again, I'll pick it up, is how he ended up here. I know he left the party because he was at a party and they left with certain people, but I just don't understand that why he was here left by himself. Like, where was his best friend Gil? Where was the other people? Like, why was he and the girl the only ones there? Maybe he was the Fallout guy. I don't know. Actually, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, he was the Fallout guy. Yeah, they left him there on purpose. And you'll find out why at the end, because when they're talking, sorry, I know I'm going back and forth. When Charlie is talking to Borowski, he says a line that I just kind of picked up right now. He says a line and it's like, oh, he knew he was there, so they left him there to be the fall guy. But anyway, that's kind of the story of it. It's pretty much, they're trying to solve a mystery of who killed her, why they're covering up so many things. And at the end, you find out who did it, why he did it, and why they can't do anything about it. And he's left to Charlie, is left to his own misery, not being able to do anything and just drink his pain away. And this is the back of the book, so yeah, it's a great freaking book. I cannot recommend it enough. I know the previous one that I did was Somna. That one I don't really recommend people, to read it because I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But I did the review. If you guys, like the review and you guys want to check it out, that's on you. But this one I cannot recommend enough, for sure. Alright guys, so there you go. The Fade Out by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Like I said, an amazing freaking noir crime story. Great freaking book. I cannot recommend it enough. The story is very intriguing where it makes you want to keep reading more and more. The art is just amazing. There is a little bit of nudity, but not much. And there is a bit of violence in it, but not to not grotesque or nothing like that. Like in some of them, you're like, holy crap. There's nudity and stuff in there. There's violence, but not excessive. So, I mean, I know it's kind of, it's maybe for mature audiences. I don't know how people rate that. Some kids like reading this stuff. Some adults don't like. I don't know. It's going to be up to you guys on how you want to read it, who you let read, and things like that. But overall, such a great story. I cannot recommend it enough. If you guys want to get check it out, please feel free. I really hope you do because I enjoyed it. Like I said before, I have read the criminal stories by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips as well, and I really enjoyed those. And like I said, that's what really drew me into this one and wanted to check it out. The criminal series didn't really intrigue me as much I wasn't going to keep the books themselves, but this one definitely did. So that, I'll leave you guys with that one as well. I do have a lot more reading to do with other ones. I have a humongous stack of books that I want to get through. I know I just started this, so give me some time. It takes me a while to read them. Some of them intrigue me, some of them don't. So some of them I'll read one or two, comics in the actual complete edition and set it down for another day, and then so on and so forth. Some of them I'll read from front to back, and like I'm amazed, right? So just give me some time. I'll be putting some out there. Maybe give me some recommendations on what you guys think I should read next. Like I said, I have a humongous stack that I'm trying to get through. So yeah, we'll see which ones we come across and which ones I'll do. I hope you guys like this. If you guys did, please leave me a like, a comment. It really helps. Like I said, I'm really doing this more for myself to kind of help me kind of remember the stories that I read. Because I just don't understand how some people that do this kind of thing, that read comics and do reviews, they read so much. How do the stories not intertwine with each other, right? So this is more for me to help me oh yeah, I read that. It's about this. It's about that, right? And if you guys like the reviews, great too. I appreciate that. And if you guys do, like I said, leave a like, leave a comment, and give me a thumbs up on it. Please subscribe. Try to help my channel get out there. So yeah, anyway, so if you guys have any suggestions on what I should read next, please leave it down in the comments down below, and we'll see you on the next one.